I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Planning and Economic Development Committee for November 6, 2023. Would the Deputy Clerk please take roll?
Chairman Sipes.
Here.
Trustee Stromberg.
Here.
Bogie. Here. Mr. Trickey.
Here.
Ms. Miller. Here. Ms. Bailey.
Here.
The Deputy Clerk is present. The Attorney is present.
Thank you. We do have a quorum. First on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the October 2nd meeting. Do I have a motion to approve?
So be.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Trickey and a second by Ms. Miller. Is there any corrections or discussions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Minutes have been approved. Next on the agenda is an ordinance 44-23, a variance from accessory building height regulation 7124 North 2nd Street. May I have a motion and a second, please?
So be.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Trickey and a second by Trustee Bogie. Could I have staff report, please?
Yes, thank you. This request is to build a detached garage, which would be taller than the 15-foot maximum height that the village code allows. The proposed garage, would be 17 feet and 5.5 inches tall and would be used for the homeowner's personal storage needs. The village sees requests like these, and of course, we prefer that storage be done within the garage versus outdoors. During the planning and zoning public hearing, nobody from the public attended to speak for or against the request. Staff finds that the request does meet the findings of fact. There isn't anything unusual about the property that would necessitate a taller garage, but it is not expected to be a detriment to the surrounding area. The commission voted 7-0 to recommend approval of the variance to allow construction of this detached garage, and staff is recommending approval of the variance with the condition that the style of the garage conform with the renderings that were provided by the applicant. And I can take questions at this time.
Thank you. Is the applicant present? Would you like to address the committee?
Not unless they have any specific questions.
Thank you. Is there any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ordinance 44-23 will go to the November 20th board meeting with a positive recommendation. Next, to present ordinance 45-23, a special use permit for an open sales lot in the commercial community CC District 9924 North 2nd Street. May I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion by Trustee Stromberg and a second by Ms. Miller. Can I have staff report, please?
Yes, thank you. So the applicant was previously granted a special use permit to sell vehicles from his auto repair business on Product Drive. So he was here early this year, but now he's interested in purchasing the former Loves Park Motorsport property to sell vehicles from that area, or from that spot, which is more visible. So he would also eventually relocate his auto repair business to this building, keep the other tenants that are in the building, and clean up the property. The special use permit is only required for the display of vehicles at this property, and all other uses are permitted. During the planning and zoning public hearing, nobody from the public attended to speak for or against the request. Staff finds that the request meets the criteria for the special use permit and is recommending approval of the special use permit with 10 conditions that regulate the improvements of the property as well as regulate the vehicle sales business. And most of these conditions are already contained within the zoning ordinance. The commission voted 7-0 to recommend approval as well of the special use permit to allow this open sales lot at the subject property. The applicant is here, and I can also take questions at this time.
Thank you. Would the applicant like to address the committee?
If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer, but otherwise I think you can as well.
Thank you. Any questions or discussions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ordinance 45-23 will also go to the November 20th board meeting with a positive recommendation. Next, I have resolution 61-R-23, a final plot, Henning Marlin Drive subdivision. May I have a motion and a second, please?
So made. Motion.
Second.
I have a motion by Mrs. Bailey and a second by Trustee Stromberg. May I have staff report, please?
Yes, thank you. So this final plat will create one large industrial lot, which is over 24 acres in size. And this is to accommodate room for in addition to the Hennig facility on Marlin Drive. Those addition plans have been submitted to the village for review and permitting. The site is located southeast of the intersection of North 2nd and Forest Hills Road. The property is owned by Hennig and it is zoned general industrial, as I mentioned. The village did solicit review comments from various agencies, and those comments were incorporated in the final recommendation. Staff recommends approval of the final plat with some of those revisions that will make clarifications and clean up the final plat. And I can take questions at this time.
Thank you. Is there any questions or discussions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Resolution 61-R-23 will go to the November 20th board meeting with a positive recommendation. Next is reports. Are there any reports? Seeing none, next is public comment. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the committee for the good of the village? Seeing none, I can entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Have a motion by Mr. Tricky and a second by trustee Stromberg. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. We are adjourned. Thank you.